Yo, what's going down? It's your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that. Peace.
Pretty fast. You don't stop to look around once in a while. You could miss it. You could miss it.
You guys are watching our lovely podcast, Hook, Line, and Thinker, with your hosts, DJ D Phoenix, coming at you from Olympia, DJ Fury, also coming at you from Olympia, and me, DJ Duckie, coming at you from Seattle. How you doing out there?
I'd love to. I would love. It's been a while since I've been on an investigation. I would love to.
Cool. Well, we'll have to arrange that then and have you come up for one of our excursions.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I'd love that. Okay. So, so obviously, you know, geographically how Thurston County sits, the Olympia area, you know, as far as the map goes. For our listeners, does anybody have their research computer thing handy enough that you can find out how many, as of the last census, what is Olympia sitting at population-wise?
Olympia's population.
Celeste is so awesome for this. But MommaHeart, you were there too. You had those ready up and everything in front of us.
Gabriel's got it.
Okay,
so,
go for it.
As of 2024 census, Olympia's population is sitting at over 56,000.
Over 56,000.
And that's Olympia proper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not
the greater Olympia area, just the city of Olympia.
It's not
just the city of Olympia. Okay.
That's just Olympia.
Okay, so then let me ask this: what's the population of Thurston County?
Approximately 300,000 people.
Thank you. Gosh. That feels a lot more right.
Doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, for anybody that hasn't been in Thurston County recently, I don't know what has happened, but there's such a surge, not a resurgence, but there's such an overwhelming wave of traffic, and I don't know where all these people are coming from.
California.
The base is a big deal.
Never like this though.
No, it wasn't, but
yeah.
Well, I've had a surprising number of people from the Midwest who are coming here as basically human rights refugees.
Right, because
I was going to say, if that weren't the case, tell them to go back.
And what kind of refugee?
No, Gabe, it was a thing that we said years ago. Somebody put the no vacancy sign up on the state because 30 years ago we were getting overcrowded. You know?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That wasn't a slam on anybody's refugee status or anything. Okay. So, yeah. No, we're a little bit more politically correct in it here. So.
Hey, by the way, all for entertainment purposes.
She already beat you to it.
Yeah, well, you're just
reiterating it, and I appreciate that. So let's see. Did anybody get a chance to do any little bit of research on Thurston County-ish, Western Washington kind of stuff at all tonight before the show?
No one told me what we were doing tonight.
No one gave me the memo.
That's okay.
Gabriel did mine for me.
You mean Celeste?
Both of you. I was having stuff.
All right. So, not a problem. So when I put in Thurston County, Washington folklore and legends, it actually did pull up quite a few things. One of the things, so this area was established basically by the Nisqually and Squaxin tribes, both of which I think are relatively decent sized tribes too, if I remember right. So they had their settlements here long before we did. or before the white man and settlers and everybody showed up. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. Celeste, Celeste, did you find anything at all about anything of the area earlier tonight?
Well, this is not specifically Thurston County.
Okay.
But in the Hoh rainforest, there is a legend and some sightings of something being referred to as the ThunderCrow.
Okay.
Which is much like the Thunderbird legend that we hear from some of our native stories. But this is interesting because there was a sighting reported as recently as 2025. A gentleman said that he had purchased some land around the Hoh rainforest on the Olympic Peninsula, and that he saw this bird that was approximately 4 foot tall, all black, and that it took off at one point to reveal a 12-foot wingspan. So we're talking something akin to the size of a California condor, essentially.
Okay.
All black with the little feathers on top of the beak, very much like a raven, but they're referring to it as the ThunderCrow. Said that he saw it, and then when he purchased this land, he sort of inherited a groundskeeper who lived on the property in kind of a smaller house, and also reported a sighting of this bird.
Wow. What month in 2025?
He approached the author of this article in May of 2025.
Okay. Wow.
So, and this is...
Are you available?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually like on phone talking to you. Okay.
Behind the scenes.
We'll see if you show up.
Broke the fourth wall there.
All right. Bye. That was Oz. So Oz will be with us shortly. Yes. Oh, that was a thumbs up. I didn't know if you had your hand up, Gabe.
No,
Thunderbird.
Go Tom Water.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Tom Water rocks in that sense. Everybody knows what a Thunderbird is, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And those California condors are freaking huge. I've been standing underneath one about 15 feet away, and they are giganimous.
Wow.
So,
I like that
so
word.
if somebody's like, it's not like a turkey or, I mean, I think turkey is probably the largest bird that, but the California condor is like huge. You wouldn't be able to misunderstand it's a bird.
Are turkeys really one of the bigger birds?
Well, I mean, the ones that are around, just that could be in and out.
Right.
All have to be.
Time NASA insider just privileged something huge. According to this whistleblower, the agency, along with other federal players, is already laying the groundwork for a global condor proportion. The plan is simple and terrifying. Step 1, social conditioning. If you've noticed the sudden flood of UFOs across the mainstream media, that's not by accident. It's a carefully crafted narrative designed to prep the masses for what comes next. Because in 2025, the elite plan to stage the ultimate false flag, a fake alien invasion. The goal? To terrorize the world into submission, unite humanity under one banner, and roll out to one world government in the name of survival. And if that sounds insane to you, that's exactly what they're doing. Here's the thing, we've got the documents. Leaked emails, PowerPoint presentations, and even Project Codenames. This isn't just a conspiracy theory, it's a plan that's been decades in the Back in January, filmmaker and investigator Jeremy Corbell dropped a pipe bomb. Insiders have known for decades.
I don't think anything heard.
So, it's not spontaneous. The plans have been in push behind closed doors. Lie.
But we were having all the.
Okay.
So I actually have something to say about that, if that's okay.
Yeah, let me figure out how to get everybody back up to where I want to need them to be.
So all the mics were working. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, you know what? We've heard you this whole time.
You heard me this whole time?
This whole time, yeah.
Oh, brother.
Right over the top of the video. So, but we did hear you guys' song, so thank you.
Sorry about that. I had to select between two different interfaces, and it became. I just need an engineer here to help me when I'm doing stuff like that.
Tell me about it. So do I.
So you guys were watching a clip of something?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I couldn't get up, and actually now I'm frozen. Oh, what's going on? Where are we? And Dizzy, we
You're
can't
not
see.
frozen for me, at least.
This is actually taking out a really big chunk of editing.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't. It wasn't my idea.
Count of 10.
No,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. Once again, let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Watch the screen and we will try to count how many dots go by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1.
you get the drift.
That
Yes.
was trippy as all get out.
Thank
Wasn't
you.
it?
Yes, it was.
And-
that was
okay.
creepy. But
Now
the
you-
audio was.
Do you know what that was from?
No, it seemed like Sesame Street or something.
It was Sesame Street.
Like
Called it.
Sesame Street on crack or something. That was weird and creepy.
And I
Was it
don't-
90s?
What's that?
Was it from Sesame Street in the 90s?
I don't think it was the 90s. Actually, I think it was. I'm thinking either very early 80s or still back in the 70s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Sesame Street was
was
a lot trippier in the 70s and early 80s than it was when you were a kid, Gabriel.
But
'Cause remember-
that was disturbing.
But do you remember that at that period of time, though, too, like what Celeste was just saying, like there was a lot of like early computer generated imagery happening, and so whatever they used to create that little number thing segment was very basic as far as like computers go, but it was probably like state of the art stuff at that point.
I'm sure it was cutting edge, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, everything that you hear and see here is for entertainment purposes only. Just need to clarify that. None of this really happened, and none of this exists. So, DJ Party's back with us. Howdy.
Howdy.
I said DJ Party's back with us.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Hey, what are we talking about?
We're still talking.
I think.
Yeah, actually, let's kind of focus on Sesame Street for a few. Does anybody have anything that's at the top of your mind when it comes to Sesame Street that you've heard about?
Nothing bad, really.
Okay.
I mean, nothing conspiracy-wise.
Okay.
I grew up with Sesame Street. I love Sesame Street still. Except for Elmo. Elmo bugs me. Always have.
Yeah.
Well, we'll work on that then. because there's actually one more that I want to show you guys. And that is coming up next. Okay, so the next one about Sesame Street. Where are we at? There we are. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but here we go.
You might not believe me in this video, and to be honest with you, I really can't blame you. In this slideshow, we have SpongeBob educating us saying, did you know that there was an episode of Sesame Street so scary that it had to be pulled off of air, making it a lost episode? The parents reported their kids screaming at the TV when the episode was airing. Now, pretty much 99% of people grew up watching Sesame Street and know what it is, so it might be kind of unbelievable that there could be something scary in one of these episodes. However, if we rewind back to February 10th of 1976, this is when the Lost episode was aired, and one of the guest stars in this was the Wicked Witch of the West. In this episode, the Wicked Witch was trying to find her lost broomstick, and the Muppets were also helping out. But apparently the guest star played such a good role that this freaked the children out. The parents got upset, called the show, and they never aired this episode again.
How odd.
Way to tie in SpongeBob and the Sesame Street thing.
I know, huh? Yeah, because we were just talking about SpongeBob just a little bit ago. And I'm one of the reasons why I wanted to show that again, even though we were talking about it earlier, is because I wanted to focus on Margaret Hamilton really quick. What we had been talking about, I was able to actually look up a little bit of info about her. She played Morticia Adams' mother, Esther Frump, in 3 episodes of The Addams Family.
Really? Nice. I like that.
She'd also been offered the role of Grandmama, but she turned it down. Okay, well, maybe that wasn't good. Yeah.
I want to add that, I have to assume that this was after the Sesame Street thing.
Okay.
She appeared on, and don't quote me on that, but she appeared on Mr. Rogers' episode.
She did.
She did not have the makeup on, but she put on the hat and she put on the cloak and everything in order to show the kids that it was just a costume and that she was just really a nice old lady.
Right. Three different episodes though on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, not just one.
Oh, I thought it was just one.
No, she did 3 different episodes between 1975 and 1976.
That's so cool. And think the stars for Mr. Rogers. Where would we all be with him?
Dude was a fucking saint.
Oh, no doubt. As well as being an Episcopalian pastor too, which is really wild. Okay, so a couple more things about Margaret Hamilton, though. She also had a small role in the Night Strangler in 1973, which was one of the Kolchak, the Night Stalker movies.
Oh.
The Night Strangler was the one that was featured up in Seattle, of all places. And what's that?
You keep saying Night Stalker and then Night Strangler. Are they 2 separate things, or?
Yeah, the Night Stalker was the one based on the vampires, and that's what they ended up using as Kolchak, the Night Stalker, the title for the series that came out that year.
Yeah.
But the Night Strangler is the movie that preceded that, and that was also Carl Kolchak, but that was the Night Strangler, and it was about some kind of something underneath them in the Seattle Underground, and the Seattle Underground. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Night Strangler before, I definitely recommend it. Okay, real quick. 2 more things of interest with Margaret Hamilton. She also appeared as a neighbor on Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, the Saturday morning cartoon series. She also was on. What's that?
Sigmund and the Sea what?
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Monsters. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Right.
It's just a really fun thing that we do, and some of us believe and some of us don't believe, and we talk about just the possibilities, and it leads to some pretty fun discussion, especially about what could be. And I think
Right.
that's did I sum it up okay there?
Oh my gosh, actually, in fact, when I go back and edit this, I'm going to use your description of it because that was ideal. That was perfect. Yeah.
Sweet.
So no, that was absolutely awesome. Thank you. But anyway, so that kind of gives you an idea of the podcast we do, because I've been in the habit for a number of years now of always asking my special guests a couple of goofball questions. So Kav, it's your turn. Because you've traveled so much and because you've been, so many different places, have there been times in your life, or has there even been a singular time in your life where you've ever looked up in the sky and seen something that you can't quite explain?
Yeah, a few times. I think one time we were on top of, there was a studio in London called Fortress Studios. It's closed now, but it was a legendary place. So you'd have so many artists coming through, Primal Scream, bands like that, Kasabian, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, lots of bands. Anyway, so it was a bit of a hangout. So they had like this bar in there as well, and they had recording studios, and they had pool tables and rehearsal rooms, and just generally it was like a bit of a band members club. You'd go there at 2 a.m. and hang out all night kind of thing. And so they had this rooftop, and I just remember one night we were standing on top of the roof, and just you just hang out, talk to different musicians and stuff, people you didn't know. And there was a group of us, and we saw there was like 3 kind of lights in the sky, quite a distance, looked like they were quite far away. And they just they moved in a triangular formation kind of thing. So completely separately. And then within, I would say, seconds, disappeared. And the next thing you kind of saw was just police helicopters and stuff in the sky. So that was one time. Another time was I'm not going into too much detail. I'm just kind of quickly getting there. But and then once in my place, I was living in an area of LA called Los Feliz, and it was like an apartment complex. And one night, I just, again, you'd go and stand up and I'd sit on the roof and write and stuff. And I went up one day, I'm sitting up on the roof. It must have been around 10 p.m., between 9 and 10 p.m. And I just remember, there was just one kind of, it was like a bright light in the sky. And it was just kind of like, at a distance, and you just saw these I suppose you could say, what are those helicopters? Those really big, long helicopters, military, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So you just saw I think a group of them flying towards this light, and then it just kind of shot up, and that was it. And then there was just I saw that. So I don't know, I'm not going to go and say I definitely, but that's what, that's what I personally saw in just my personal experience. And to be honest, we've been, we had a song called Hey Christo, which was influenced by the UFO hunter, the Blitz Vega song Hey Christo, which was influenced by the UFO, the man who saw UFOs, So
I know that.
So it's not on the album. It was our first single, so it was one of the first songs.
Yeah, but I listened to it
recorded.
This morning.
Oh right, yeah. So Hey Christo, that's actually about Christo, the UFO hunter. But anyway, there you go. There's a couple for you.
Great.
I know. I got to listen to that.
I love that.
I didn't get a chance to catch it. Okay, and honestly, Kav, there's no right answer or wrong answer on that, because of the fact that it's like either people have or haven't. I'm always just totally amazed and in awe of some of the stories, especially from people that have firsthand witnessed something. Because
his sunroom, so through the mesh of his sunroom into his backyard, seeing this thing come up into his backyard, not the first time. So he gets this guy on the phone who's obviously either like his rabbi or a preacher or something, and he's like, "Got things in my yard again, and I'm recording this. I'm recording the call. I'm recording." Have you seen this? Has anybody seen this?
No.
Oh, it's really good. It's very convincing.
Really?
Yeah, this thing
So-
is crazy. It's crazy
So
looking.
Just out of curiosity, then, what is the overall consensus when it comes to the Rake? What does everybody kind of feel like? Hero? Yay, nay?
I have trouble believing it because the more I look, the more I see, oh, this started in 2003 from a creepypasta
Yeah.
post.
I think there's a lot of faking the Rake.
Well,
It
but
seems
then,
like there's
Celeste mentioned
one
a little bit ago, though, the similarities between the Rake and the Wendigo.
Similarities, yeah. I think the Wendigo is a different thing, though. It's I think that's more Native American, spiritual, kind of does a lot of luring people, hunting people, stuff like that,
Right,
hunting things.
right.
And I guess the Rake does too, but I don't know. I've
But
never
the
really
Rake is
done it.
supposedly from Ohio.
The what?
I feel like the idea of the Rake could have been inspired by the Wendigo, though, is what I'm getting at.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because
Because they've got a lot of different names for probably the same thing. A lot of different names.
What was the other
Rake,
one that you
Wendigo.
brought up? Crawler?
Yeah.
Is that's what the other thing that they go by?
That's one of the names, yeah.
Okay. But not to be confused with the Fresno pants.
The Fresno
what?
pants.
Right. The Fresno pants.
What is that?
Oh, you've not heard about that?
No, not even a.
Yeah, they're these creepy looking things that all it is, it's like two legs and they go walking in the dark. They're translucent.
I've
And
seen
they
the
first
video.
appeared in Fresno, California, 10 years ago, maybe?
Oh,
Maybe a
07.
little bit longer, something like that. And they've been seen a few different times now. They're actually on the list of cryptids.
And fun
And they're
fact
called-
about Fresno, it is the raisin capital of the world.
I thought
That's a fun
Florida
fact.
was.
If you want to know where the California raisins are from, that's probably where they hail out of.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, there we go. MommaHeart right on top of it. They look like clothespins almost.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of look like clothespin or like badminton.
Badminton. Yeah,
Right, like a birdie.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, they are very. They are very
There,
close.
well, that's creepy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fresno pants.
don't
Do a little bit
know.
of research. And yeah.
So I don't know if all of these things, I don't know if they're real or not, clearly. I don't know what kind of opinion I have. I do know that the list of things that I need to be scared of in the dark keeps getting longer.
I know that since the Ring doorbell came out, camera came out, that there's a lot of stuff coming online. A lot of catching.
Most of that it can be explained away as insects,
Yeah.
as dust, as reflections from other things. But I've
Homeless
also
people.
seen some ring cam footage that I can't explain away.
But
And it
some
is
of it is AI, though. Some of it is definitely AI.
Yeah.
There's-
Some of
Oh,
it
for
is.
sure. And it's getting harder and harder and harder to
I would
tell.
say
I was
for
talking to
for
my
every
daughter
cryptid-
recently about the AI being very difficult to determine
Oh boy.
and what's the word
Oh,
I'm looking
yeah.
for? Differentiate,
Yep.
discern.
We got to be
And
really careful these
Even
days.
for her being of a younger generation, that grew up with in the digital age, it's even getting harder for her to discern. And and she's got a good eye. Like she can spot it
That's what I've heard.
from miles away, and it's getting harder and harder.
It
and
is
it's
getting harder.
Honestly, that scares the
I
heck
think
out of
she's
me.
got two good eyes, though. But that's that's just my own. That's my own actual observation.
You know, just not long ago, you could pretty much decipher what was real and what was not if you just paid close attention. Like they'd have things with 6 fingers, a couple of elbows, just misplaced
Right.
limbs or stuff like
Watch
that.
the
Well,
ears.
it's corrected itself, and it doesn't do that anymore, really.
Right. Now, Sponge told us a couple years ago about how the employees at Labor and Industries were actually sent through a course to show them, for them to learn how to be able to detect AI in video footage. And I'm guessing that might be because that would enter into some of the law case or lawsuits or claims that they have. And so that they would, it's the only thing I can think, but he said that that it's easier for him to recognize an AI video than it would be for most people. So, but like you said that too, extra finger or like the movement just isn't right. Yeah.
Or things in the background that are like out of place or just plain wrong.
I have zero fear of any of it. I am literally a zero fear element. I just fear God himself, and then everything else I have zero fear to.
I'm just waiting for the day that you're standing looking at the belly of a Sasquatch with him, like yelling at you or whatever, and your hair going back and like
I
that.
would probably get real curious and have if he could do something and he was that close, I would probably have a conversation. I literally get curious as to, hey,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't live in a fear energy. So
I always thought that same thing, that I would try to do something that they could recognize somehow as a mutual recognition. But would I have the balls to actually do it when it happened? I don't know. But that's what I'd want to do.
So I
We
know
all grew up with Harry and the Hendersons, and we all kind of wish it would be that way.
Exactly.
The only time I've energetically was not able to do anything is when there was an entity in my apartment and it was standing over me, but energetically I believe it stopped me from making a scream. So in my head I just prayed and said, God, I know that you're bigger than whatever this is. And so that once I felt that I was able to actually move, I ran out of the pool house because that's where I was living. And nobody, I'm like, and nobody saw anything. I will never forget what it was, how big it was, the shadow element. There was something literally in my room. And so my body couldn't respond, but in my head,
Yes, and we've talked about Mel's Hole, but I don't remember a drone ever going down. Didn't it go down something like 8,000 feet?
Something like that, or 80,000 or something like that. Yeah. But the thing is, according to Wiki, the hole doesn't exist.
Of course, Wiki's not going to say that, but we all know Mel's Hole is real.
Do we? How do we know?
Well,
I didn't think about it.
I didn't. Phone as we speak. I can't look anything up on my phone as we speak. Oh, hey, just Google Mel's Hole.
Well, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead. Actually, let's do this.
Celeste is on it.
Celeste is on it.
Yep. Says it's an urban legend, but go past the AI.
Yeah.
I've seen footage, actual real footage.
Well, I thought I had too, but maybe that's not really Mel's Hole outside of Ellensburg.
It has to be.
Well, it does have to be Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast that you're watching. Thank you very much for tuning in today.
And this is all for entertainment purposes only.
Only, yeah. Why else would we do it?
I know.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show. You're listening to us on X Vibe Radio and also on our YouTube channel for the podcast. With us so far today, we've got DJ Fury and Celeste. Yes. Crap! I need to let me read you that because I don't know why I even questioned myself on that. Okay, sorry about that. Let's try.
That's okay.
Because I was gonna go Coco, Kiki, Celeste. Yeah, I just have to remember. Okay. All right, here we go.
Go back and find one that's not.
Hi, you are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Gear Zone Network. I'm DJ D Phoenix coming to you from Western Washington today. And this is the Hook, Line, and Thinker podcast here on the Gear Zone Network's X5 Radio and on our YouTube channel. Hanging with us so far today, we've got DJ Fury.
Hello, hello.
Hello, as well as one of our newer panelists that we're stoked is here, and that's Celeste.
Hi there.
Hello. Okay, so yeah, about Mel's hole. You want to tell the viewers what it is, supposedly, if they aren't already aware? Do you have that?
So it's this hole on private land in eastern Washington, right?
Yeah.
And it's this giant hole, and the top so many feet are like bricked, right? But then you go down far enough and it's just dirt. And this thing is supposedly bottomless.
Okay.
I don't know how they have dropped. Now, the 80,000 feet thing was not the drone. They sent rope, line, whatever, farther and farther and farther. They got to 80,000 feet and still hadn't hit the bottom. Now, let me do some math here real quick. What is 80,000 divided by about 5,000?
A lot.
Let's see.
Maybe 16.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how the water table doesn't fill the hole.
Right.
You know, I'm looking here, and a Redditor with a since deleted profile actually posted a Google Earth image of a hole with coordinates for that hole. And supposedly now Google shows historical imagery for it back as far as 1998. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay. And these are pictures of, or this is about Mel's hole then?
Indeed.
Okay. See, I thought it was real too, but then I saw the other one. So yeah, it's just outside of Ellensburg, Washington. Anybody that's been over into that area will at least know where we're talking about. So let's get on with the video real quick, because this whole thing is because Elon Musk supposedly has something to say about it. And, you know, when he's involved, it's kind of like E.F. Hutton, if anybody remembers that. People listen.
I do.
When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. That isn't always the case. Anyway, so let's see. No, you guys aren't able to see this yet, are you? Because I'm not sure. Okay, so let's do that then. Okay, and do I have to do that every time? Yeah, no, okay. I think we're good. I think so. Here we go.
For years, people have wondered about this strange pit, full of mystery, secrets, and cover-ups. It's bottomless and mysterious. Now, Musk speaks out. It's time to share the truth, he said, after sending a drone deep inside. What did it find? Something no one expected. Let's find it out together. In 1997, Mel Waters called a late-night radio show, Coast to Coast AM. His voice shook.
They wouldn't go anywhere near the damn thing, and if I try to bring them there on a leash, they'll just dig their feet in. They do not want to go anywhere near the hole.
The host, Art Bell, could hear the fear. Mel had found something strange on his land near Ellensburg, Washington. A hole with no bottom. At first, it was just there. People threw trash in. Hunters tossed animal remains. No one thought much about it. Until Mel tried to measure how deep it was. He lowered a fishing line with a weight. It kept going. At 1,500 feet, it's still falling. At 5,000 feet, there's no bottom. At 10,000 feet, nothing. And even at 80,000 feet, it keeps falling. A hole that deep shouldn't exist. Scientists would say the heat and pressure should collapse it. But it was real. And it was not just deep. It was different. Animals stayed away. Sounds around it felt strange. People whispered about things thrown in that didn't stay gone. Sometimes weird noises rose from below, low hums, echoes, sounds that didn't belong underground. Then Mel saw something that changed everything. He had to tell someone. That phone call turned his life upside down. People listened. Then people watched. And soon, everything spun out of control. Years later, the mystery returned. And this time, Elon Musk.
Ideas on the falsehood of that. Gosh, that totally blew this whole thing out of the water a little bit. You know,
I figured it was fake.
I think we should go after him personally.
I
He ruined our entire podcast.
But I want to.
No, because we can still talk about the real giants, like Matthew McGrory from Big Fish. Remember the giant guy from that? He was almost.
Was he real?
No, yeah, he was 7'6".
And Andre.
Right.
Fezzik in The Princess Bride.
But now on a scale though, they would actually be considered small giants compared to some of the stories of what.
Well, compared to mythological stories, yes.
Right.
Although there are actual giants that that from medical condition or whatever who like you've seen them in Guinness Book of World Record 8 feet plus. Where they're really I get they're big. It depends on the particular condition, but like I used to get in the Guinness Book of World Records every year when I was a kid. Through Scholastic Book Services in elementary school. So I got 1977, 78, and on through the early 80s, and I was always most fascinated by the people who were the tallest and the shortest and the heaviest and the skinniest. And I remember Robert Pershing Wadlow was always in the Guinness Book of Records being the tallest guy that ever lived, and he was huge too. His hands were like about 3 times the size of my hand, because he had, and I don't remember the medical condition, but I mean, he was an authentic giant. He was huge. And
what was his height? What was his height?
Here, I'll look him up right now.
The fact that you remembered his name though, that's pretty cool.
Robert Wadlow, yeah. And here we go. Yeah.
Getting back to Scholastic. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was saying this particular actual giant was born in 1918 and he died in 1940. So let's see, how old is that?
30 something.
38, 22.
22.
He was 22.
Wow.
And he reached 8 feet 11.1 inches. So he was almost 9 feet tall. He was just shy of 9 feet tall.
Again, yeah, that's too.
And he weighed 439 pounds.
Tells many people, including myself, come back with Denisovan DNA in our genes.
Really?
Yep. Thank you. Yep. There's an example, which kind of interestingly fits with the whole biblical story of giants having procreated with human beings. I have to wonder if that Denisovan snippet of DNA that some of us still have left is a remnant of that. Just to throw it out there as an idea. It's something I wonder about, but I do find it fascinating that the Smithsonian does have a large array of Denisovan remains there.
Right. Wow. Okay.
So something that I found interesting in my brief research was that the Smithsonian has debunked a lot of these claims, but I didn't really see other organizations or scientists contributing to that research. It was mostly, if not all, from the Smithsonian itself. And one of the things they were saying was like mound structures, like burial mounds, like they were saying that humans didn't create them, but they also said that giants didn't create them. And that's a bit of cognitive dissonance for me. You have to, it was one or the other. You can't just say nobody created them. They're there. They exist.
Right.
So that doesn't really fit for me.
Okay. In the Thurston County area, we have an area known as the Mima Mounds. And do any of the locals want to say what you know about the Mima Mounds, whether it's Party, Fury, or Oz?
I've heard several theories, but I feel like this is sort of Oz's wheelhouse.
Go for it, Oz.
Bumps. If you take sand or rice and stick it on one of them old school football games that kind of vibrated and the little players slid across the table, you will notice you turn it on, when you get it to a certain frequency, it's going to make different shapes and stuff, but it will make little piles like that. So I think that what that actually probably was is aftershocks, tremors, or pre-quakes, churning up the ground, water coming up and making it somewhat soupy and creating these mounds everywhere.
Okay.
I don't think anything's buried there. I don't think it's dinosaur eggs. I don't think it's from the glaciers. Glaciers have been through a lot of places and never done that.
Right.
So I think that's what it was because you'll find them out of the state too. You'll find them other places.
Oh yeah.
Clumps of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But then has anybody ever... Fury, you were going to say something a minute ago. As far as your take on the Mima or on the mounds. Fury.
Oh, I thought you said Party. So sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I've also heard, they've dug into them enough to know that they're not burial sites.
Okay.
We know that. One of the other theories I've heard that seems to be acceptable to some extent is that they were actually built by Native American tribes as some sort of ritualistic thing. Who knows? I don't know though. I like Oz's idea behind frequency, not necessarily, even if it wasn't earthquakes, if there was just, like a massive solar flare or something that caused a frequency just enough. We've all seen the sand on the speakers, right? Just enough to create the little things. And I hadn't thought about that before. That would make a lot of sense.
Hero, any thoughts on the mounds thing? Because I know, like somebody just mentioned, they're not just in our area; they are in other places as well.
Yeah, they're in Southern Oregon, California. They're in the Sierra Nevada, the Mississippi River Basin, Wyoming. I mean, they're all over the place.
Okay.
Generally, it looks they're in areas that have a water level, water table, that's close to the surface. So that could certainly be a causative factor. I mean, it's just one of those things that it seems like, we don't really have an explanation for. I mean, some people say it's pocket gophers. I mean, it could be any number of things. But
giant pocket gophers?
I was going to say,
I saw that too.
But, if you look at the prairie dog areas, some of them have pretty damn big prairie dog mounds. I mean, sure, it's a critter that's only this big, but you get enough of them working together over enough time, and it's entirely possible.
Like termite mounds in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
MommaHeart, are you eating vanilla ice cream?
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I'm totally eating Southern California avocados.
Oh, okay.
So much better. Okay.
Which I blew all the bugs and cockroach milk off. So
gotcha.
Nice.
Good segue, Hero. Thank you.
She had a spoon and she was.
That was hilarious. That
was perfect.
So I had to jump in, but no, in my opinion, it's a naturally occurring phenomena. We just don't necessarily know why yet.
Okay.
I mean,
or they haven't told us
stuff that's been a naturally occurring phenomena for decades. And then one day somebody goes, "Oh, hey, I think it was done this way," and then they research and find out, yeah, that certainly could be what causes it. And it may be different geological areas have different causative factors.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be the ones in the Mississippi River Delta don't have the same causative factors as the ones that happen in Southern Oregon, but they have a similar appearance. You know,
Right.
It's
Right.
that
Well, and this is
correlation issue.
Yeah, this is kind of going up DJ Party's alley a little bit, because DJ Party's really good when it comes to like the landscape and, you know, different things like that. I know that you've done probably more research, I know, than I have, Party. What are your thoughts about what these mounds could be possibly?
You know, I have